Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of The Movie Show, an original and irreverent look at the month's releases and the film industry as a whole. We'll be sharing historical anecdotes about the making of classic movies, insider gossip, and exclusive interviews. So if you want phony reviews and studio back-scratching, jog on, buddy! But if you're longing for a comedy show that is passionate about cinema and the historical legacy of the old masters, but cynical about the dross that is so frequently excreted by the Hollywood mainstream, then you're in the right place. I embrace you to the teat of The Movie Show. On tonight's show, we bring you secretly filmed footage that has never been seen before of Orson Welles, an insider story of working with one of Hollywood's hottest stars, reviews of new releases In the Loop, State of Play, and Wolverine. Also, a special report on this year's hottest independent film, Bad Day. Plus, we pay tribute to one of the greatest British films of all time, Biggles. But first, this month's exclusive interview. Film partnerships between a director and star have always been a tradition in Hollywood, and quite often the backbone of some of its greatest output. Examples include John Ford and John Wayne, Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro, and Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, who have collaborated together no less than 6 times, with another 2 projects to come. Well, it seems the latest partnership to be established is Brad Pitt and David Fincher. Both came to prominence with The Excellent Seven and later teamed up for the controversial Fight Club. And now, their third collaboration, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Earlier, I caught up with Brad and David to discuss this partnership. I'm here on a cold and windy February evening, gathered with hordes of fans in Leicester Square to celebrate the premiere of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Shortly we'll be talking with Brad Pitt and David Fincher about their unique collaborative relationship. In fact, I'm hearing that Brad is actually ready to talk to us right now. Brad! Brad! What's it like working with Dave? So there you have it, an exclusive here on The Movie Show. Back to me in the studio. Armando Iannucci has long been Britain's most prolific and consistent TV comedy producer, being the brains behind every great satire, from The Day-to-Day and Alan Partridge to Stuart Lee's comedy vehicle and The Thick of It. But here's the thing. In this green and pleasant land of ours, we have formed the cornerstones of what is dangerously looking like an inescapable habit, transferring our small screen product to the big screen. Only last month we were insulted with Horn and Cordon's offering of lesbian vampire killers. We've had Ali G, we've had Kevin and Perry, Confetti and Magicians. It seems we're obsessed with taking the questionable talent that we groom on the television and trying to revive a British film industry with it. Of course, it would be unfair to criticise all of these attempts. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost seem to have found a comfortable fit on celluloid, and Borat is one of the most successful mockumentaries of all time, while Bruno is no doubt going to find similar success. So what of In the Loop? Hit or miss? Well, the first thing that must be mentioned is that it is one of the finest, well-crafted scripts that has ever been shot. The dialogue is an absolute pleasure to listen to, and one particular key to this is that the filmmakers have taken a leaf from the Americans' book and used 4 writers compared to the usual tired British one. The second thing to mention is the acting. The sardonic Capaldi would have quite easily stolen the show, were it not for an equally brilliant but slightly less in-your-face performance from Tom Hollander, one of the finest English thespians currently on offer.
Toad? Hi.
Hi.
What are we going to do tonight?
We're going to do tonight?
Yes, what are we up to? My chief aide?
Well, yeah, I mean, I sort of thought tonight we'd probably be just a bit tired, really.
Yes. No, I am tired, but I'm also a career politician, Toby, in the political powerhouse of the world for 48 hours, and I thought it might be nice to, go out rather than just sitting in my room trying to spank one out over a shark documentary, because I'm scared if I watch a porno it'll end up in the register of members' interests.
Then, of course, are the token American names that any British film that wants to take itself seriously has to include. In this case, a brilliant, towering performance from James Gandolfini, surprisingly playing a somewhat gentle pacifist general. Gentle, that is, until he gets pissed off.
Careful, don't mess stuff up. It's so fun. Oh, come on, it's a toy. Sit down.
Good.
Your military hardware is impressive, General.
Yeah, well, not anymore, it isn't. So you add these together.
Yeah. Very good.
So this is the number of combat troops available for an invasion according to these figures.
1,000?
Oh, 12. 12 troops.
Oh, come on, you're shitting me.
I am
please.
shitting you.
Oh, thank you very
12,000
much.
troops.
So, clearly this has to be an amazing film, right? Well, yes, and no. Where the film falls down, unfortunately, is in its screen presentation. Shot with a fly-on-the-wall style, the wet behind the ears Iannucci shoots this as if it's being shot for television, and that's possibly because this is where its home is. And that's a shame, because, like it or not, the visuals do count, and that's why they're projected onto a 200-foot screen. Now, most will forgive the film for this, and love it for its heart and soul, as the passion for this film that Iannucci and the cast have shines through. But for many cinema goers, it may be the turn-off that stops them from giving this film a chance, and boy does it deserve it. Personally, I hope I'm wrong, and that In the Loop finds the success it really deserves. But unfortunately, I think most people will probably wait for the DVD and watch it on the small screen, which, I hate to say it, is probably where it belongs. In the Loop is released nationwide on the 17th of April. Few films have had such a rough journey to the big screen as State of Play. A remake of the Paul Abbott scripted BBC miniseries of the same name, it was set to star Brad Pitt and Edward Norton as the jaded hack and philandering politician respectively. But when Brad Pitt unceremoniously pulled out a week before filming was due to commence, and Norton swiftly followed suit, it looked as if director Kevin Macdonald was going to have to demolish the vast set he'd built. So who the hell would have the calibre and clout to start filming almost immediately? Well, as it turned out, Russell Crowe. Macdonald actually went to Crowe's Australian ranch, where he proceeded to woo him sufficiently that he agreed to take the part on the spot. I have to say that this has undoubtedly been for the best. Would anyone seriously buy Brad Pitt as a jaded, lovesick hack who spends too much time drinking whiskey and eating junk food? Not a chance. Fat bloater Russell Crowe was born for the part. Brad Pitt reportedly clashed with Macdonald because he wanted to stay close as the original. Macdonald knew it wasn't possible to cram as much detail or as many characters into a 2-hour movie as it is into a sprawling 6-hour miniseries. Despite this, it is remarkably similar in many respects. The plot remains identical. A politician's mistress is murdered and his journalist friend investigates and finds links to big business corruption. And if you've seen the television show as I had, you'll be unsurprised by any of the twists and turns. Newcomers will be treated to a skillfully executed political thriller that does in many ways improve on the BBC version. So, if you missed that, then you're in for a real treat here. But if you've already given 6 hours of your life to the show, there's little extra to warrant devoting a further 2. State of Play is released nationwide on the 24th of April.
It's over, Cal.
I can't protect you anymore.
You follow any lead, and this story is massive.
It's not a story, it's a case. Now you have blood on your hands.
Do you really think that you're going to publish this?
I trusted you.
The newspaper can slant this any which way they want to. How do you think that's gonna go down?
This is as big and as connected as they get.